healing homies, it's your honest homegirl, 𝐘𝐨𝐮𝐫, and this is your intuitive timeless reading. So when you see this reading is for you. Take what resonates, what doesn't resonate, leave for another healing homie. With that said, what's up, gang? How are you? I missed you guys so much. Sorry, I was over here trying to cover up my shirt, my boobies. I am up late doing readings, but I have another message for my healing homies. A lot of you guys feel lonely, and some of you could even be surrounded by family and still feel lonely. And it's like Spirit wants you to know, the divine, Allah, Yahweh, whoever your higher power is, Source, the Most High, wants you to know that the truth is this journey is a lonely journey. Because this journey is about self-discovery, self-mastery, self-reflection, and it's really all about self. It's like you take the time to really step back and analyze your good ways, your bad ways, your addictions and vices, and it's like how you were taught how to love and how to communicate, and you replay your childhood memories, your adolescent memories, your young adult memories. And for some of you, you've probably forgotten them because they were probably so trauma-filled and traumatizing that you don't even want to remember it. But the thing is, along this journey of self-discovery and self-mastery and healing thyself, you will have to go back to those things. Those things will come up. The things that you thought you forgot about will start popping up in your dreams and reminding you of all the things that you've been through. And it's like Spirit just wants you to surrender to it. It's like your ancestors and spirit guides want you to remember that they're always with you, 211 on the phone. And it's like, even when you feel alone, your higher power is carrying you. It's kind of like when they have that little thing when it was called footprints or something like that. And it was like, it was only one pair of footprints, but then on the passage, it was talking about how God was carrying the person while they were going through their darkness, which would be your dark night of the soul. And it's like, Spirit really wants you to surrender to it, because once you go through your first dark night of the soul, and that's a thing, like, they don't tell you, you go through multiple dark nights of the souls. I kind of look at it as midlife crisis, okay? You go through multiple midlife crises as you get older, and your healing process, you're going to go through many dark nights of the soul. So it's like, in order for you to build a foundation for yourself of stability, of security, being balanced within your masculine and feminine energies, and coming from a healed perspective and speaking from a place of love and trust, you're going to have to break down for this foundation of your family. Because whatever your family 333 on the phone instilled in you may not have been the best for you to be the best version of you. And we've all dealt with our fair share of childhood traumas, adolescent traumas, young adulthood traumas, even adulthood traumas, and some people even elderly traumas, because there's people out there that are elderly that get abused and things of that nature too, in these nursing homes and things like that, and even in their own homes by their own family members. So it's like, you go through many dark nights of the soul, and it's like, the more you allow whatever is happening in your life, as far as like people leaving your life, allow them to leave. There's a reason why Spirit is making that person leave, whether that person is a distraction, whether that person is not good for you and not aligned with your purpose. Sometimes people only come into your life for a season and to teach you lessons about other people and yourself. Sometimes God, Allah, Yahweh will sit there and bring a person into your life to just show you that there is true love out there, the 444 on the phone, that there are good people in the world, even though you've been through traumatic experiences. They'll bring people in your life that feel like family to you, and they're not blood, because your family made you the black sheep and made you the scapegoat to everything, and, just didn't believe in you, didn't support you in any way, shape, or form. And spirit will bring friends around that would be like family to you. Doesn't necessarily mean that these people are going to stay in your life forever. Some people will, some people won't. And I remember one time my dad telling me, he was like, I guarantee you, you won't have 5 friends from high school by the time you're age 35. You will not be, and I'm talking hang out, talk with, will go on a vacation with type of thing. And he was like, you probably wouldn't even have 5. And I didn't understand it at the time, but he was basically teaching me a life lesson that you outgrow people. And it's okay to outgrow people. There could be good people that was in your life, but they're not good for you on this next phase in your life. So a lot of you guys are really trying to hold on to what you're comfortable with. Hold on to the family and the friends that you have still. And it's like, some of you don't even realize that these people are the same people that are trying to cage you in. These are the same people that are trying to do the crab in a barrel effect with you. They're the same people that want to see you do good but never better than them. They're the same people that will sit there and drag your name in the mud, that will pray against your on your downfall and for your demise to happen sooner than later. And it's like, Spirit's like, if you just let certain things go. Let go of how you were taught how to communicate if it wasn't healthy. Let go of the fact that you may not have had your dad in your life growing up. Let go of the fact that you didn't have your mom growing up in your life. Let go of the fact, that, you had cousins that betrayed you, lied on you, stole from you. Let go of the fact that you had partners that sat there and deceived you and belittled you, abused you, or whatever they may have done to you. And it's like, Spirit's like, everything is a lesson. Even blessings are lessons. Because it's like, how are you going, when you receive these blessings, are you going to change for the better? Are you going to give back the same way Spirit gave to you? Are you going to sit there and still be that kind, polite person that respects, public servicemen and things of that nature and waitresses and stuff like that? Or are you going to get beside yourself when you get more money, when you get better clothes, when you get better opportunities? Are you going to switch up? Like, so your blessings are lessons too. Everything in life is to teach you how to grow through it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Nobody said life was going to be easy. Nobody said life was going to be perfect. And sometimes Spirit will have you sit down and force you to be around nobody but yourself, because that's the only person that's going to always have your back. That's the only person that's going to be your best friend. You are going to be the only person that makes sure that you're good always. Loving yourself unconditionally. 808 on the phone. And it's like, when you learn how to do those things, it makes your journey a lot easier, because it's like, your journey isn't for anybody else to be on but you. Even when you do decide to sit there and get married, you and your spouse still have your own individual journeys, yet you have a journey together with one another. You can't expect your partner to sit there and be the same person that you met the day that y'all first met, because guess what? She, they're going to evolve. They're going to change within that journey of you two being together. Because why? Even though y'all are together, y'all still have your own individual journeys that you have to go on. You both have your own things that you still need to heal from, because nobody comes together and is 100% perfect. And even so, if you've worked on yourself and you've come together with somebody and you guys are in alignment with one another, you're still going to have things come up against your relationship where, are you guys going to sit there and make sure it's you guys versus the problem, or you guys going to start bickering and arguing and go revert back to your past and throw away everything that you just learned along your journey before you met each other? You get what I'm saying? So you'll always be tested in life, but Spirit just wants to remind you to surrender. It's not easy letting go. Sometimes you're going to have to learn karmic lessons over and over again until you realize that you have to let it go. You have to evolve from certain things. You have to change from certain things. You have to get around other groups of people. You have to learn how to travel on your own. You have, just like how your parents, and most parents didn't prepare their kids to be adults. They just fed them, clothed them, provided shelter for them, and that was it. And some people didn't even get that. You know, so it's like a lot of us were not prepared to be adults, let alone, you know, many of you were out on your own before the age of 21. You're still a freaking baby. Scientifically speaking, a human's brain doesn't fully develop until the age of 25. So it's like we were just thrown out there to the wolves to just figure it out on our own. And guess what? We made decisions that weren't the best decisions, but you know, those decisions that we made, it taught us lessons. It taught us what not to do, who not to be around, who to date, who not to date, who to be vulnerable to, who not to be vulnerable to, you know? And it's like, it's a tug of war with some of you guys where it's like, you don't want to leave with the relationships you've built with people because of the history, because of the traumas you've been through with each other. And a lot of times those relationships were built off of trauma. You were trauma bonding with a lot of people and don't even realize it. You got in relationships with people because y'all both were in trauma when you met each other. And y'all thought that each other would heal each other, but really, no. 1111 on the phone. Some of you think you're with your soulmate and you're really with a karmic soulmate. Some of you think you're with your twin flame or whatever you want to call it, and some of you are with a karmic twin flame. Let's be honest. You know how many people I've known that talk about twin flame journeys and come to find out they sitting there talking about, oh, the person I thought was my twin flame was really a karmic twin flame. They sure as hell was. Because to me, I really feel like a twin flame is not going to really intentionally hurt and harm and injure you in any way, shape, or form. But I do feel like a person will come into your life to like really motivate you to get your shit together. Only reason why you may get hurt by that person is out of ego, because you wanted them to be a certain type of way. You expected them to sit there and be with you 24/7, ride or die. No, that's not the case. Sometimes 12/12 on the phone, sometimes you'll never be with your twin flame. You'll never be with that person. Y'all will end up probably being just the best of friends, if that. You might see them and never see them maybe one time in your life, and you'll never see that person again. But it's like, I feel like a twin flame is someone that is just like someone that will literally show you who you are, mirror exactly who you are to you, because it's like it's like meeting, like if I'm a female and I'm meeting my twin that may be a male or whatever the case may be, he's like the male version of me and I'm the female version of him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you'll meet a person, and I honestly believe your twin flame could be a lover, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be one of your children. Like, I don't look at that relationship as some type of sexual relationship. Like, people really made it seem like, oh, your twin is going to only be a sexual partnership in a relationship, then you're going to get married and do all these great things together. No, sometimes it may not even be that type of relationship with that person, because any relationship you can sit there and you could heal with each other, reflect, you know, our ways with one another and still make an impact on the collective at the same time. So it's like, I don't know, teach his own. Whatever you believe is what you believe. That's your truth. That's my truth. But anyway, running off with the mouth, yeah, so it's like, you're not alone on this journey. You may feel alone. You may feel like nobody is going through what you're going through, but there's a lot of people that are going through what you're going through right now, and there's people that have healed and grown through that energy. And you know, there's people that haven't even embarked the journey that you're on right now. They're underneath you on a spiritual level, you know, where they may have heard about, you know, manifestation and crystal healing and Reiki healing, but never really dove into like getting to know thyself, getting into healing thyself, you know, going to therapy if that's something that you want to do, meditating in nature and grounding yourself with your feet, your bare feet in the grass and stuff. Like, they may have heard of those things but never even thought to look into those things. And you may be on the path of, or the frequency really, of learning about these things, and then you'll get to another level or frequency where it's like, okay, I know what works for me, what doesn't work for me, because every spiritual practice is not for everybody. You'll learn that as well along your journey. And it's like, truth is, at this point in my journey, it's like, my reality is my reality. Whatever I create in my reality is what I'm going to experience, honestly. Truth is, along this journey, where I'm at right now, it's like, I've accepted being in my own energy and loving it. You know, yeah, do I get bored sometimes? Yeah. Do I want company sometimes? Yeah. Do I miss, having somebody sleep next to me at night? Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, the more you heal, it's funny because I have put a post on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to. I do my live readings over there at the Honest Homegirl. I had posted that I've healed so much that I have 5 friends and no ninjas. Right? So, and it be like that sometimes, because it's like, you start to see people for who they truly are. You start to see how much you've outgrown certain friends, circles of friends and stuff. And it's like, damn, I used to really be that way, but I chose to heal from those situations. I chose to change. I chose to be better and do better because I know better, and turn my knowledge into wisdom. And that honestly means, to me, I've obtained knowledge and I've implemented that knowledge into my life in order to change my life, to change my frequency, to change my health, to change my mindset, to change my vibration and my connection with spirit. And it's like, you look back and you go hang out with certain friends, and it's like, you still the same. You haven't changed. You think you've changed, or you're putting on a facade that you're changing. And it's like, sometimes you have to also accept that some people ain't meant to change this lifetime. You also have to accept that everybody, you can't wake up, and you don't need to be waking anybody up. People think they get all spiritual and think that they're supposed to sit there and be waking everybody and their mama up, and you'll fuck around and have somebody in a psych ward because it wasn't their time to wake up, and you're trying to push things down people's throat. And I've learned that along my journey too. You will sit there and stress yourself out trying to get people to see what you see, believe what you believe, and know what you know. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is not the same. Some people's journey is literally to be karmics and catalysts in people's lives for those that were chosen to wake up this lifetime. And honestly, that word chosen is like, you were chose to wake up this lifetime. It has nothing to do with favoritism, has nothing to do with you being better than somebody else. You was chosen, your spirit was chosen this lifetime to wake the hell up. That's what you signed up for this lifetime. You learned enough in your previous lifetimes for you to sit there and be aware now this lifetime. And usually ones that are chosen to wake up this lifetime had a bad life experience before they were aware of what was going on and how they could change their reality to whatever they want it to be. I did a lot of ranting and raving on this video, but I want to pull some cards for you guys. I don't know why I keep talking. I don't know. I'm just channeling. But before I get into your reading, okay, I don't like doing my prayers out loud, so I don't need people knowing what I say in my prayers, because my prayers are for me and for my healing homies and future healing homies. So, good vibes. We rebuke, remove, and banish all negative spirits over here. So, Spirit, what do you have for my healing homies? So we have 3 here, okay? And when I look at 3, I look at 3 as collaborating, communicating, coming together, and I feel like a lot of you guys may be starting to find friends you know, that are on the same frequency as you, that's on similar journeys, because your journeys are never exactly the same, but sometimes you'll have some of the same experiences. But when you communicate and you come together and collaborate with these people, you'll notice the difference in your conversations. You'll notice that the conversations what you have with your new friends will be more so of resolutions and ways of how to overcome an obstacle. It's like you'll only talk about the problem once, 2020 on the phone. You'll talk about the problem one time, and every conversation after that will be of solutions, of how you can assist each other, because it's a beneficial thing. It's reciprocation between the two type of thing. It won't feel like a draining energy being pulled on one person's end and the other person being, you know, fulfilled and the other person feeling empty inside. It's not going to feel that way, because I know a lot of you guys may have felt alone and felt like you don't have anybody to talk to about these things. But I do feel like eventually you will be meeting people. It could be 3 days from now, 3 minutes from now, 3 hours from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now, when you come along and find people that are in your tribe. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, with the 3, you guys are going to come together with others. The thing is, some of you may have already met 3 new people, and you may not have had the courage to really like bond with them and trust them because of your past experiences that you may have had, where your parents may have been your first bully. Then you had to deal with bullying in school, or you had to deal with, you know, girlfriends hating on you, being jealous, talking about you, never really having true friendships. And it goes for the men too as well, right? And it's like Spirit wants you to have the courage to know that, you know, no matter who comes along in your life, it's up to you to collaborate with these people, come together with these people, for you to use your discernment and intuition on if these people are trustworthy. A lot of you, you need to also, some of you that are on a different frequency, you are going to have people come your way that are going to want to work with you because of the work that you've done on yourself. They see the frequency that you're on, and they're on that same time too. You get what I'm saying? They're on that same frequency too. And it's like, don't be scared to collaborate with people. Don't be scared to work with other people. Don't be afraid to speak up in a crowd. Don't be afraid to sit there and, you know, be yourself amongst others. Because everybody's an individual. And with this, I guess people want to say it's the age of Aquarius. When you think of Aquarius, Aquarius is always the oddball out. Aquarius is going to the right when everybody's going to the left. Everybody was supposed to wear red. Aquarius is going to wear pink on purpose, like, because they don't want to be like everybody else. So it's like Spirit wants you to stand out in the crowd. Be your unique self. Some of you are struggling with loving yourself. You're fighting with the fact that you always had to kind of be a certain type of way just to fit in a certain type of group of people. And Spirit's been pushing you to just do you, be you, because that's what's going to shine and people are going to notice the most when you're doing you and being you. People don't understand why people gravitate towards me a lot. It's because I don't do and say what everybody else does. People will purposely look at me only because my dad used to call me a rebel without a cause, but now I have a cause to be my motherfucking self, to stand on what I believe and not allow anybody to deter me from my dreams, aspirations, my beliefs, okay? I used to sit there and feel so upset because my family, oh, you're this and you're that and you're crazy and blase, blase, blah. But it be the same family members that be asking for confirmation years later down the line. But I thought I was crazy. I thought I was this. And it's like some of you, you may have had to deal with that with family, where family just left you alone, or family teased you, or family, you know, picked on you and, you know, said you were weird. And then it's like, but the weird ones are cool now. 24 on the phone. The weird ones are the cool kids now. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people sit there and look at spirituality like it's an aesthetic, and it's like, yo, people really live this life for real. People really go on these journeys for real. People master themselves for real. We sit there and do yoga as part of our ritual for real. Like you're doing it because it's cool right now. It's cool to have crystals in your bra. It's cool to do that now. You doing that for show, for clout, for play. This is our real life, and a lot of you may feel that way, and you may even feel offended at the fact that you really had to, with this 5 of wands here on the top, you probably had to really sit there and fight your way through with having family members try to keep you in this box of whatever their beliefs were, and you're like, no. Yeah, I'll be that rebel without a cause. My cause is to sit there and find out my true self, my journey, my purpose, and what I'm supposed to do here on earth. Look what you said, 25. And you could be really emotional about that. You probably having flashbacks right now, replaying conversations you've had with people and things of that nature. And it's like sometimes too, people in your family have the same gifts as you, but chose to sit there and block them out because they were too scared to sit there and embrace them. And they mad at you because you embraced yours. They wish they had the balls and the guts to be like you and be out in the open with your spirituality and your practices and your beliefs and things of that nature, because somebody shunned them and told them, no, don't do that. And you're out in the open with it. They're jealous about that. But don't worry about it, because Spirit's going to have you surrounded by people that are just like you. Well, not just like you, but have the same mindset, on the same frequency, are about healing themselves and mastering themselves and things of that nature. And don't be afraid to sit there and be yourself when you're around these people. And the thing is, Spirit honestly wants you to be yourself regardless who you're around. Because that shows that you care about yourself and that you love yourself. And by you being yourself, it's going to shift out the people that belong in your life and the people that don't. Because the people that love you and unconditionally and want to see you elevate and want to see you grow and better yourself and will be there through all those changes, they're going to accept you for who you are. You're not going to have to front and be something that you're not. People don't understand too that there's people those that do it for the aesthetic, want to be in spirituality and new age stuff for the aesthetic because it looks cool. Real spiritualists see right through those type of people. Like, stop it. Because on any other given day, you would not be doing that shit. Like, stop it. For real. Some people literally sat there and just did it out of profit to make some money, 27 on the phone. But I see for you, this is a passion of yours. You want to be able to heal people. You want to come. Like, I feel like some of you guys have the courage to do one-on-one. Like, you may be the type of spiritualist where you do your practices and readings and things like that. And I'm kind of the same way too, where it's like I do better with one-on-one versus a crowd of people. Like, I don't like crowds of people too much. I will do it, but I ain't staying for long unless the vibe is super high. Other than that, it's like I rather do one-on-one sessions with people, because then you have a more intimate thing. And that's when you're fully yourself. But Spirit's like, I have so much bigger and more for you that you're going to have to learn how to do public speaking. You're going to have to get over the fact that you don't want to be around people, because eventually you're going to get to a point where Spirit's going to want you to collab with people to show you that there's people just like you out there working on themselves, motivating themselves, healing themselves. And they're going to help you get to the next level because they've had more experience than you. So you don't want to ever be the smartest person in the room. It's like once you become that smartest person in the room, Spirit's like, okay, you got to go to the next level, get in another circle with people. Doesn't mean that you don't go back and check on your homies and stuff like that. But you might be there for a good time, not a long time, depending on the frequency. But it's like Spirit wants you to get out of your comfort zone, because some of you have businesses, and it doesn't matter what your skill set is. It's like whatever your skill set is, you're going to put your spirituality in it. Like, I remember, was it a tweet that I wrote about how people would start having being more out in the open with spiritual practices in their business, where it's like, oh, you go and get a wash and set, right, from the Dominicans, because I'm from New York, so we go to the Dominicans to get wash and sets, if you know what a wash and set is. And they'll smudge your scalp and stuff like that. You'll see people that have locks and stuff, locticians, they sit there and they'll smudge their clients' hair and wash their hair with like herbal shampoos and stuff, and that's part of a cleansing ritual of cleansing your head, your ori. So, and that's just one way of doing things. Even when you do your nails, like I feel like the nail technicians are going to start, soaking your hands in some type of herbal bath, for your hands, to cleanse your hands and stuff like that before they actually start doing your manicure or your nails and whatnot, and then smudging your hands afterwards. Like I feel like a lot of those practices are going to be implemented into your business. Even if you're a psychologist or a counselor, like you're going to implement astrology and shadow work and Reiki healing into your therapy sessions. And it's crazy because my therapist, when I first met her, I was like, whoa, how did I end up with a therapist that's not only just a therapist, but she also does Reiki healing? She implements her spiritual practices. And I'm like, am I meeting my higher self right now? Like, what? Like, and this was years ago when I had, it was like, I started my spiritual journey in 2011, 2012, when I first started learning about manifestations and the 48 laws of power, and reading all those types of books and stuff, and found out about Rhonda Burns and Eric Tolle back then. And then I would say when I had opened up my daycare, I had been around like maybe 2017 when I had met her. And I was like in awe at the fact that I even had a therapist like that. Like, what? And I was like, wow. She probably didn't even realize what, like, she knew what she was doing, but I don't know if she really knew what she was doing. Like, she was doing it before all this stuff was like really like hitting it, And it's like, when I met her in 2017, she was already practicing this and had this stuff implemented years prior. You get what I'm saying? So she was on it. Like, that was something that she was doing. And then I feel like a lot of you guys, once you get over the fear of getting to know new people, putting yourself out there, because some of you, it's like you sit in the house and you be like, oh, I ain't got no friends, but you are not going in places and circles where you can find like-minded people. You can't go back to the hood bar. You can't go back to the hangout spots that you used to hang out at, because the vibes is not the same. Like, you ain't gonna fit in. You think you ain't fit in then, you really ain't gonna fit in now, because you gonna be looking like, no, got to go type of thing. You're gonna want to go to other places. And I feel like some of you are gonna, I just heard you'll meet the love of your life there. Okay, some of you are gonna meet business partners, people that are gonna want to collab with you. Okay, I feel like Spirit has a lot of you alone at this time, because Spirit wants you to develop more of your character, develop your skills a lot more. So when you go out there and people ask what you do, you can say what it is that you do. I'm a Reiki healer. I'm an herbalist. I'm an astrologer or astrologist. A tarot card read, a psychic medium, whatever. Like, you, or if you're multiple things, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, and stand in it, and embrace it, because these people are going to love hearing this about your business, because they're going to want to work with you. And moving forward, it's like you have this new beginning, but you keep going back and forth with yourself about this new beginning. Some of you are literally scared of the fact that you're about to walk into a whole new world that's going to bring a lot of stability and security into you, into your businesses, into your practices, and into whatever career field you're in. And it's like, imagine this is the barrel, and there's all these my effing haters, right? 33 on the phone, and you're like right here. All your body is all the way over the thing. You got maybe a little leg, half of your foot dangling, about to get over this barrel, and everybody else is down here still trying to pull you back in. And it's like, you don't want to leave them behind because you care about them. You don't want to leave them behind because they're family and friends that you've known since the 5th grade. You don't want to leave them behind because you think Jay-Z and Beyonce was afraid to leave motherfuckers behind? No. They wanted their dream bad enough. They got it, and they left whoever needed to be left. And it's like, if you want to sit there and be around, you better get on my level. Who sing that song? Get on my level. Oh, get on my level. And that's what the type of time you're going to have to be on. It's not about being bougie or anything like that, or you playing games with people or trying to feel like, you better than other people. But technically, yeah, you kind of are, though. At the end of the day, I'm going to be a little cocky with it. You kind of are, because why? You sat there and decided to work on yourself. You decided to surrender to spirit. You decided to see the truth of what it is and what it ain't. You decided to sit there and fight your demons and get them in check, okay? And let them know that they don't rule your life. You rule them. You've learned to sit there and heal from your childhood traumas. Like, that's a lot of work to put in. And everybody doesn't put in that much work. And it's like, don't be afraid to leave certain things behind. Because if it's meant to be in your life, it'll catch up with you sooner than later. It may have to take a year or two before it do. But guess what? It may take for you to trigger that person by you leaving for them to sit there and get their shit together. For them to wake up if they're one of the chosen ones to wake up this time around, you know? But know that you guys are not alone. Know that your homegirl is always here. You could need somebody to talk to. Don't DM me, because I cannot sit there and be on a DM trying to read 30 paragraphs. But if you want to email me, you can email me, okay? Need somebody to talk to? Email your girl at thehonestHomegirl@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at thehonestHomegirl and catch me doing a live reading for you guys. If you want a free reading type of thing. But I'm out of here, guys. It's time for me to go to bed now. I done did 2 readings in a row.